Any crafty girl knows this is not a mess, this is supplies. Hi friends, I am Lauren. If you are new here, hello. Introduce yourself in the comments. You're going to be getting to know me a lot today, so do not worry. You'll know me by the end of this video. I decided I wanted to do like a little scrap and yap thing. I have a lot of junk journaling that I need to do. I've been accumulating a lot of stuff, a lot of junk perhaps, and I've already started on a spread that I really need to finish, so I kind of want to work on that and just chat with you guys a little bit, tell you about who I am, why I'm here, why I do the things that I do. So let's get into it. The spread I'm working on currently is a spread from my garden party that I had with my friends. It was so freaking cute. I loved it, but I do have a lot of other little junk and things that I can add to it because I've been, like I said, accumulating so much junk. So let's get into it. First things first, my name is Lauren. You probably don't know me very well unless you are coming from my other platforms. If you are coming from my other pages, please leave a blue butterfly emoji because I want to see who is here from my other platforms, or if you are strictly from YouTube. I am slowly but surely starting to get into the content creating world. I am from North Carolina. I am 28 years old. I turned 29 this year, and I'm currently working in the influencer marketing space. I used to be a teacher back in North Carolina, and when my boyfriend and I moved out to LA, typical LA story, I started working not in teaching anymore. So I got really lucky. I made some connections, and that's how I got started in my current career path. If we want to talk about my jobs, I can make a video about that, but I figured that is probably not why you guys are here. I'm sure you guys are more into the crafting and the scrapping and the, everything else. But that is my job. I work in the influencer space, and then one day I kind of realized that I just didn't have many hobbies. I felt like I was kind of doing the same things over and over again, and I was tired of not having any source of true entertainment. I was really exhausted of just reading a lot and watching TV. Not that reading is not a hobby, because trust me, it is, but I just wanted a bit more. I wanted something to be a little bit more fulfilling in my life. And so I started posting videos of me trying different hobbies, which I know you're probably like, huh? That makes no sense. But it did, and it actually ended up kind of doing well for me. Obviously, I know in the terms of the social media world, well ranges, but to me, my videos started doing pretty well. So I grew a decent sized following on my TikTok, and then I started posting on my Instagram around this time, like the beginning of this year, very tail end of last year. And I started doing pretty decent on there as well. I've been pretty happy about the slow and steady growth that I have been receiving on my socials, but I've been kind of thinking about the fact that I want to have a bit more depth in what I create, and I feel like that can be extremely difficult in a short form video. Not saying it's impossible, but for me it has been really hard to convey everything that I want to say in short form. So I have been very, very, very loosely attempting YouTube. I will say YouTube has been quite a challenge for me, and I've struggled a lot with the fact that YouTube does not grow at the same pace as other platforms, which is totally fine, and I understand that it's not going to grow at the same pace as other platforms. because it is a completely different platform that I'm learning. However, I want to try. I want to give myself the best shot that I can. And so I've kind of challenged myself for starting in the summer, I'm going to really start taking YouTube seriously. So I guess this is kind of just like the intro of like, you're going to be seeing me a lot more. Who the heck is this girl? Why is she posting all of a sudden? So if you've watched this video and you start seeing that I'm posting more, leave me a comment holding me accountable. Hey girl, haven't seen you post a video this week. Why haven't you posted a video? I know this has been your goal. Like, please, I would love it for you guys to hold me accountable because I need some accountability partners when it comes to YouTube. But anyways, let's keep going with more about me, I guess. So I have always struggled with perfectionism. That is something that I don't know. I have a really hard time with it. I am a perfectionist. I want everything that I do to be perfect, and that's just not the reality of how the world works. And I've kind of started on the hobby journey as a way to give myself some exposure therapy to that. I know I'm not going to be perfect at all of the new hobbies that I try, and that is just something that I have to be okay with. And I give myself a little bit of extra exposure therapy by posting my hobbies, because there is nothing scarier than posting you being bad at something on the internet. Trust me, people will let you know that you are not good at what you're posting. And I definitely have had to kind of learn that and grow from that. It has not been easy. It has been really, really scary, but I have really enjoyed it. I have grown a really, really cool community, and I just feel like the luckiest and most grateful person in the world, because this community has, really blossomed into something that I would have never, ever, ever expected. And so thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for interacting with me. I never really thought that I could make social media a career for myself. It definitely seemed like, a far-fetched dream. And I'm not saying by any means that I've made this into like a lucrative career. I'm not really making any money off of this, but I am having fun and getting to know new people. So at the end of the day, I think that that is a win, and I am ecstatic for everything that social media has brought me. So thank you guys for being here. Yeah, I guess that's a bit on, just my content creation journey. I guess let's talk more about my hobby journey, because obviously I've mentioned, I just wanted a bit more fulfillment in my life. I wanted a bit more, I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. But hobby time has really, really, really changed me in ways that I don't think I could have ever expected. I'm definitely somebody who is a bit of a procrastinator. I really enjoy just spending time doing kind of nothing, and I have a feeling a lot of other people get the same way. I think it is just like a decision paralysis thing. I think it's also maybe an ADHD thing, but for me, I would notice how much I would get caught in the doom scrolling lapse, and I did not want that to be my life anymore. I am so freaking proud of how far I've came in terms of not scrolling anymore. Obviously, I still scroll. I'm not going to say that scrolling is completely out of my wheelhouse, especially now that I've become a creator. I definitely think that I have ended up scrolling way more than I should, and I'm working on that, because that is definitely not the envisionment here. I want the hobby time that I am doing to, make me less of a scroller. But I do scroll, and I'm not going to try and deny that because I think that, there's no point in lying. But I do feel like I have become less of a scroller. And that in and of itself is the most incredible thing in the world, because it's really scary to realize how much we scroll on a day-to-day basis. Like, actually really, really scary. So I think for the rest of the spread, I am going to probably just pop on a couple more cute little stickers. And I think that I'm going to leave this pretty simple. I am not an expert junk journaler by any means. And honestly, I don't really remember what my vision was for the spread. So I'm kind of just going for random. I'm going to do a junk journal flip through video at some point. So definitely let me know if you would like that. But this is my first ever junk journal. I'm giving myself a lot of grace with it because I am very new to this world. So let me go grab my stickers. When in doubt, I always just pull out stickers of my cat, and like she just brings new life to every journal page. I also just feel like this little picture of her with the duck head in her head, that fits really well because it's kind of a springy themed spread. All right, so I guess now that I've told you a bit about my backstory, let's talk about what I want in the future. Let's talk about what's my vision for all of this. Why am I even posting on social media? What's my end game? As of right now, I enjoy what I do, but I don't personally think it is my end all. And I'm not planning on quitting anytime soon. I'm very lucky and very grateful for the career path that I'm in right now. I think it is quite lucrative, and I think it has, brought me opportunities that I would have never seen had I not been in this career. However, I just feel like I'm kind of tired of it. I don't want to say I'm tired of my job, but I am tired of working for a reason that I don't feel like is the best cause. That's why I've wanted to build up my social media platform, because I believe my future plans are a good cause. Let me have one more of these stickers. So one of my bigger passions in life is that I believe in community. I think community is one of the most important things in the world. Also, look at how cute this little puncher is. And I have been wanting to build more community spaces in places. So one of my big goals as a creator is to be able to have a platform to do that. I want to have a platform where I can host community events, maybe sponsored events. I don't know exactly, how the timeline's going to go or what is going to be done, but I would love to be able to host community events and bring out spaces for like-minded people to go and craft together and, just be in the presence of others who view things, similarly to them. One of the hardest things as an adult is to be able to make friends. I know that is so cliche and everybody says it, but it's true. Making friends as an adult is extremely difficult, and I'm not going to let anybody deny that, because I've had quite a hard time moving to LA. I think that you know, I've gotten really lucky and I've met some wonderful and incredible people out here, but at the same time, it is really hard, and I want to ease those burdens for people. So my eventual goal is to create some type of crafting, hobby, community, safe space for people to come and enjoy, whether that be events, whether that be I have my own crafting cafe, studio, whatever the world, whatever leads me, I will do. But that is where my heart is leaning right now. So I know this is probably the most chaotic looking journal spread right now. I don't know what I do not know what I was intending for it, and I'm too far in. So we're just kind of going for it. That looks fine. I feel like this has accidentally become the most chaotic crap and yap vlog. I don't even know. I don't actively scroll on YouTube very much. So I honestly don't even know how many people are making videos like this. So I don't know how similar this is to other scrap and yap vlogs. I'm sure I'm not the only person who has made this before. I'm not saying this is an original idea. I'm just saying, sorry if this is the most chaotic one you have ever watched. I promise, as I get more into YouTube, I'm hoping I'm going to go into things with a bit more of a plan. Right now, I'm just kind of winging it and posting and hoping that once I get in the flow, then that will help me become a better creator on here, because at the end of the day, I want to be the best creator I can be for you guys. Also, if you have been watching this up to this point, thank you. I freaking love you. If you've watched up to this point, please comment your favorite flower so I can give you like love and hugs and kisses for watching basically all the way through, because you are an angel and the best human being alive, and I love you. But yeah, so let me just mull over this for a second and make sure that this is what I want. I have no idea where I was going for this. I was actually planning on making a spread around this Big Bear trip that I just went on with my book club, but then I realized that I hadn't finished my garden party spread, so we had to finish that. Of course, I can't start a new spread without finishing another spread, because that stresses me out, and my ADHD brain will never finish the original spread. But let's take a look at the finished spread. For me to have no idea what I was planning with this, I don't hate it too much. She's cute, she's colorful. I don't love my calligraphy. That's something I want to work on. But anyways, thank you for watching. I'm planning on doing a bunch of scrap and yap, craft and yap, all those kinds of videos, because I just like to talk sometimes, and you guys are my new best friends who are gonna hear me yap about anything and everything. So stay tuned for more of that. Let me know if there are any videos that you would like to see from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.